Cositas bellas. ¿Cómo están? ¿Cómo están? ¿Quieren saber las buenas nuevas? Ya renuncié. Ya renuncié a ese trabajo de miércoles al que yo trabajaba. Ya renuncié. I quit my freaking job. I could not handle it anymore. Can we talk? Can we talk about how freaking horrible that job was? Let's talk. Let's chat. You know what? It was a couple things. Unas cuantas cosas. Um, el jefe, bien exigente. Oh, I did a facial, by the way. I'm so sorry. You guys want to know where I got it? It's called Heavenly Aesthetics. It's this beautiful, gorgeous man. He's an angel. He does magic with his hands. Yeah, this one is a plasma pen treatment. You guys look at it. Plasma pen treatment, and what I got was the one that gets rid of acne scars. And so the scabs you see, it's where I had little craters or whatever. Pero para regresar al tema, no. Este jefe mío tenía cansadita, ¿saben? Voy a poner Sabina mientras hablamos. Um, sí, yo estaba muy feliz con mi trabajo. A mí me encantaba trabajar. Y luego el jefe, okay, yo trabajaba para una, I used to work for like a little small law firm. I'm not gonna mention the name because I don't want to give them clout. But they were horrible. They were horrible to work for. These people don't know how to say thank you. They don't appreciate a hard worker. Um, but that's not it. You know, I can work for someone who doesn't appreciate it. It's when you keep putting pressure. You're disrespectful. You cross boundaries. You're inappropriate. Todo eso, todo eso ayudó a que yo no quisiera trabajar ahí. Vamos a empezar por listas. Vamos a empezar. Número uno. El jefe gritaba. My boss used to yell a lot. It was mundane things. Like, for example, like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, there was a client that came in earlier for his appointment, right? El cliente llegó bien temprano a su cita. Y previo a esto, previously to this, my boss had asked me to shred some paper for him. Me pidió que triturara papel, unos documentos. En fin, I'm standing there shredding all this paperwork, and obviously it's loud. O sea, la máquina de triturar papel sí está fuerte. Yes, I love this thing right here. Isn't it gorgeous? Sí está fuerte, entonces no escuché. I couldn't hear the client coming in. And so my ex-boss comes by the lobby, and first of all, he didn't even acknowledge his own client. He goes straight to me. And he's abusing his power. As soon as he comes through that door, it's like a little mini room for the shredding. It's like paper filing. Anyways, viene el don. Here comes the guy, my old boss. I don't want to say his name. Such a hostile fucking person. Oh my god. He comes in, viene acá y me dice, like, keep in mind the client is mere feet away, and he's just, what the fuck's going on? Why don't you get that shit out of here? Because I was listening to some, oh, don't you do this to me, baby. Don't you? I might as well plug in the, where does it plug in? Let's see. Oh, fine. There we go. Yes. Yeah, he was going off. He was going off asking me to take out some headphone out of my ear. Yo traigo un auricular en mis oídos. I was listening to nothing, dude. The fact that the headphone was silent because I didn't care to listen to anything. It kind of became like my comfort. And yes, I understand I'm working. Yes, I understand. Sí entiendo que es trabajo y que no debería haber tenido eso en mi oído. Yo entiendo, yo soy justa. But there's ways to let your employee know that what they're doing is not up to par with your expectations. Hay maneras de decir las cosas. And so this guy's hollering like a fucking orangutan while I'm talking to the client. Keep in mind, the client is, his back, it's towards my boss, and the client is facing me. And so I'm able to see the boss going ape shit. What kind of fucking lawyer does that? That is so weird. Control yourself. Regulate your emotions, you know? For God's sake, you're 65 years old and you don't know how to breathe. Sí, el señor, mi jefe tenía 65 años y como dije en inglés, estaba el cliente mirándome a mí mientras yo podía ver al jefe acá haciendo sus berrinches, because that's an adult tantrum. I took psychology class for a reason, and it was because I wanted to understand people's behavior. And all I could think of was, wow, you're infantile. You're acting like a straight kid. That was when I started considering quitting. That was it for me. I was like, okay, I understand if I'm wearing a headphone, that's not cool, that's not okay. I understand. But gather yourself before you come to me with that kind of... He was literally going like this, guys. I'm not even kidding. I'm not, ni siquiera estoy mintiendo. The other things I didn't like, he would look at my ass whenever I was standing up from the chair, or whenever I was walking away. Like, I would feel some tension. I'm kind of a witch. I could feel people's energy. I love to meditate. Oh my god, I'm supposed to put this on my face. He would sexualize my body. He would talk about this sexless marriage always, at all times. Whenever, cuando menos esperábamos. Porque tenía una compañera de trabajo también. Bueno, ella nunca la sexualizó, nunca la vio. Me imagino que no era su tipo. Pero yo que sí era más delgadita, más jovencita, más buena. Oh, I got a booger. I gotta get rid of that. My boss would always look at me. Or God forbid I was wearing some dress or a skirt because it was uncomfortable, you know? Y lo otro que me parecía muy injusto, the other thing that I didn't appreciate that made me feel, wow, I'm working for a shit law firm, was whenever his son, it's like a family owned law firm. The dad is the boss and the son is the attorney, the fellow attorney. Whenever his son, keep in mind this is like a 40-something-year-old, his son would screw up. He didn't do discovery. He didn't turn in. I don't know. I never really got familiar with the lingo, but el mensaje es el mismo. Si el hijo del jefe la regaba, a quien le gritaban era mi compañera de trabajo. Y yo le decía, usted dígale que eso no está bien, que eso no es su pinche jale, que eso ya está bien diciendo responsabilidad del hijo. O sea, the last time he fucked up was last week. These are common mistakes that the guy would make. I don't know what the mistake was, but actually, he didn't show up to court. I remember that. He didn't show up to court, and the court was actually requesting for our firm to state why the San Diego court system should not throw the case away. And so it was a lot in the line. And who did my boss yell at first? My coworker. He said to her, "It is your responsibility as the case manager to remind the attorneys of their court appearances scheduled on the calendar." How many fucking reminders does a fucking attorney need? Oh my god. We had a meeting about it. They reminded him last night, and from my boss's words, he had spoken to him that morning. It's giving from my coworker's mouth. My boss could not yell at his son for screwing up at work, because then his wife, the mom of said kid, oh my god, this is a whole man, would yell at my boss, her husband. Basically, "Don't you yell at my child. You treat him right. Grow some fucking balls. Yell at the guy. He's making your law firm look like a joke. A joke. Indeed." No, pues, I made sure. I was calling out so often at this point. I was calling out like maybe once every 2 weeks. I was. And that's when I started noticing my lack of effort in the job. Ahí fue cuando me di cuenta, y sabes que ya ni ganas. I wasn't even desiring going to work anymore. I was more like, what do they call it? It was like I was on autopilot. I was showing up to work and I was barely doing anything behind that desk. I was barely doing anything. If anything, me enfoqué en sacar mis triques de ahí. Eso fue lo que hice. Yo me enfoqué en sacar los triques. Mis cositas. Se me quedaron unas, pero voy mañana a recogerlas. Pero regresando un poquito, pues yo me notaba muy desganada cuando iba al trabajo. Notaba que ya ni miedo me daba el jefe, porque si daba miedo el hombre se ponía un humor bien gacho. La forma en la que le gritaba a mi compañera de trabajo. Espérame un segundo, voy a quitarme el moquito. Se ve feo. Sí, le gritaba muy feo a la compañera de trabajo. Alright, I put aloe vera on my face. That is dumb. You know what? I'm gonna drag it down here a little, because I am hitting 30 this year, so it's like, let's bring it down a little. Yeah, my breaking point was I was arriving late. Estaba llegando yo más tarde al trabajo y me acuerdo que el jefe me regañó, y justo con razón, con derecho. Sí, yo estaba llegando tarde. Fue la forma en que el señor me llamó hacia su oficina. Me dijo, "You, come here." Am I in freaking preschool? Who the fuck are you talking to like that? "You, come here right now." Sir, I'm a grown-ass woman. I don't need that negativity. Nobody talks to me like that in my life. Besides my ex-boss that you wouldn't fucking talk to me like that. And excuse my lingo. I'm so apologetic about this, but ciertas situaciones sí indican decir de malas palabras. Porque dije yo, okay, now I'm gonna try to sew this. I gotta meet him. That was my breaking point. And then I go into his office, me siento, y me dice, what's going on? Why are you not showing up to work on time? Da, 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 da. And I was like, I've been trying to show up to work on time. And I was though. And that's what annoyed me so much of him. He would always call me a fucking liar. Obviously you didn't if you're showing up. Argumentative. Very argumentative. And I could not get one word in. I don't appreciate that. You know, I love arguing. I was in the debate team in high school, I think. There's ways to talk to people, you know? You don't just because you're the boss, you think you could just talk to me all types of way and I'ma stay. No, and the conversation did escalate. I said to him, what's up with that? You keep calling me a liar. I don't appreciate that one bit. And look, my palms are sweaty because they were sweaty. Because I wanted to quit, not because I was scared. I wanted to quit so bad right there. I was just waiting for him to say the wrong thing so I could just leave. And I guess he saw it in my eyes. I guess he did, because he piped down when I said that to him. It's like, what's up with that? You keep calling me a liar. I don't appreciate that one bit. And then he started escalating because that same week I had called out. This last week. This was all last week. The same week I had called out a lot. And I had told him previous call outs, he had called me a liar. There was an instance where the case manager, I called out, I told the case manager, and then she went ahead, I told her that my mom was not feeling well, and that I needed to be at the hospital with my mother. My coworker, the case manager, goes and calls my mom because in her head, she's my mom's friend. My mom don't fuck with her. The amount of times she's left you on red, sweetheart, stop it. Stop it. My mom is no friend of yours. My mom didn't confirm nor deny. And she gets her fat ass up of that chair with her cheap Shane heels that she bought the week before, telling my boss that I was lying, that I was calling out, but not because I was with my mom, because according to her, my mom told her that she wasn't with me, which is a freaking lie. This bitch lied at her fucking elbows. And so, obviously, I'm upset about this. And honestly, it seems like a breach of confidentiality. Because if I tell you that I'm somewhere, I'm calling out, and you go digging, and you find out I'm not with my mom, according to her, why would you go say this? You know, it's giving, I want her to get in trouble. Which I clocked right away. Clocked it. And I thought, okay, you ain't a friend of mine. That's cool. We're coworkers. We're not meant to be friends. But ever since, my boss called me a liar whenever I would call out. And so I started just telling him the most personal reasons as to why I was calling out. I told him straight up, I'm having premenstrual bad symptoms. I'm calling out. This was this week, right? Fast forward to the meeting that I'm talking about. Y este hombre me dice que no tiene nada que saber, que no quiere preguntar, que no quiere saber nada, tararara. Y le dije, well, I tell you if I'm absent. I tell you the reasons. And you say you don't want to know. And when I tell you it's personal, that I'm not going to show up, you call me a liar. So where can we meet in the middle? I told him. And he stayed quiet. He's like, I don't know, man. You just need to stop calling out. And I stayed quiet. I was just looking at him. And I said it. That's when I said it. I said, you know what? I just don't feel like coming to work anymore. There's a hostile place to work at. You're yelling all the time. I'm not yelling at you, though. I'm not yelling at you, though. You don't have to. You're yelling in the work area. I'm not a monster. I'm not a monster. I didn't say you are. You said it. Funny how that works. Funny how that works. People just go and tell on themselves. This is why psychology is so important, guys. This is why. You know what? 9 times out of 10, the guy who's accusing you of cheating is cheating. My boss said he wasn't a monster. Did I call him a monster? No, I didn't. Let me put some lip balm on. My lips are so dry. Yeah, I didn't freaking call him a monster. I was just saying he's unbearable to work for now. And I told him. And he goes, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. So-and-so, the case manager, has been working for me for 16 years. And I told him, everybody yells at her. She has like 6 kids and all of them yell at her. They're all adults now. I said that to him. I said, todo el mundo le grita a ella. ¿A ella qué le va a importar si le gritas tú? Me, on the other hand, nobody talks to me the way you do. Nobody. He's like, okay, all right. I'll try to keep it down from now on. But you need to make it on time. You need to make it on time. Bro, you allowed our coworker to go on a trip, which is fine. Good for her. Honestly, I mean it. Good for her. If you're seeing this, baby girl, well, she's a mother. If you're seeing this, fellow ex-coworker, I'm glad you went. I'm glad you went to India. I'm glad you took your time off. I'm glad. But it was our boss's duty to find help for us. Instead, he started asking for more. Without saying thank you, he would throw paper on my desk. That's the kind of guy we're talking about. He would never say thank you, please. Nada, nada, nada. Hasta que yo llegué un día y le aventé el mismo papel. And he's like, whoa, calm down now. I was like, but you always throw the paper on my desk. I thought it was fair game. That was in the beginning. He should have known I wasn't going to take shit. He should have known. If you throw paper on my desk, I'm a newbie. And then the very same day, I go throw the same paper on your desk. The way you throw it at me, you think that kind of woman is going to sit back and accept such lack of leadership? Oh my God, please. You got another thing coming. I quit on the busiest day too. I quit on the busiest day. I don't care. I'm glad I did. I was not wishing them wrong. I was not wishing them harm. But it got to the point where I thought, dude, we're working for 3. My coworker and I are splitting work that's meant for the other coworker that's gone. Oh shit, it's not. That's what I mean. That's what I hate about sewing. And he didn't once think to hire anybody else. Like, who are you thinking you're gonna exploit like this? Not me. I sent him an email. Last Friday, I sent him an email. I said, "Dear so-and-so, this is my letter of resignation, effective immediately." Honestly, I kind of forgot. I asked ChatGPT to make it for me. Yes, I did. And then, hold on. I'm trying to make something happen here. And then he replied. You guys want to know what he said? He said, "Accepted, but it is unfair." Oh my god. You want to know what's unfair? For you to make our work environment so hostile. Unfair? For you to look at my body, thinking that I wasn't noticing. Unfair? Dumping more and more workloads on my desk. Ah, shit, I fucked up. Did I? Oh, no. Without ever speaking about a raise or a bonus. Unfair? You talking about your sexless marriage all the time. Oh, I wish my wife cared. Oh, I wish my wife had more sex with me. Nobody fucking cares, dude. That's weird. Don't talk to me about that. Fucking nasty ass. Unfair is to have your son slacking at the job, and instead of being direct with him, you go and yell at the case manager. That's unfair. It's unfair that everything was unfair. I did not like working for that guy at all. He was so hostile. It's kind of hard because it's black, so I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. But we're gonna make it work, guys. Because these things happen all over the room. So I'm like, oh, I'm like trying to. Oh, I think I got it actually, guys. I'm so excited. Ooh, there we go. It's looking so pretty. Yeah, I think that was unfair. And I wanted to reply to the email, but I thought, should I really waste energy on that now? You know, there comes a point where you're just like, it almost feels like getting back into the puddle and getting dirty with them. It's like, I'm out of there now. I don't fucking care anymore. I blocked everyone that morning. This was last Friday. I blocked them all from my phone. And his son was so inappropriate too. Oh my god, don't even get me started. On his birthday, the boss took us out for lunch to celebrate his birthday. And we weren't even that drunk, dude. I think it was only his son and myself that drank a little, and I can hold my own. I can drink and behave. This guy, he's just started his divorce process, and he goes and says, he's just starting talking, oh my god, a bunch of crap about his wife. Dijo que la señora se ponía pañales de ancianito cada vez que le daba su periodo. He said that his wife would always wear like those adult diapers on whenever she had her period, and that he thought it was really disgusting, and he was really glad that he didn't have to put up with it anymore. The fact that she would wash these granny panties and leave them hanging in the bathroom for reusing. Like, you're talking about the woman that gave birth to both your children? Like that? I don't care if you guys are divorcing. You're talking like that about her? I was grossed out. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about like that? It's so disgusting. That's your children's mother. Have some decency. No, he's just like his father. Actually, adopted father, because that was not his kid. He married the woman, and she was already with another man. So she goes and divorces this other man. She already has 2 children. And so my boss basically, oh, I think I did it wrong. Basically adopted them. Yeah, he adopted them. He gave them his last name. But I'm like, what kind of father promotes that? What kind of man talks like that about his wife? I felt grossed out. I feel gross now just talking to you guys about it. It's nasty. Please don't talk like that about your wife. There's a place in a time. If you're gonna vent, make sure it's with someone that you trust and not your coworkers. Weirdos. You guys are weirdos. And honestly, it was very much hell working there, because when I started, the case I like how I'm dismantling this whole fucking place. The case manager wouldn't help me at all. She saw me as competition right away. I remember I would ask her for help because I used to do medical records requests. Well, get the medical records from the injury law firm, right? For the injury law firm. And I didn't have any experience. The reason I got this job even is because my mom used to be a client. Unfair was you not pushing for my mom to get physical therapy. Instead, you rushed for the case to be settled because you couldn't wait to get your hands on the $1 million settlement that happened because of my mom injury. Yeah, that was unfair. It's because they swear like people are stupid. People know. People catch on. I couldn't wait to quit. When all of this was piling up, I couldn't wait to quit. But back to the case manager, when I was working there, starting, I would ask her, hey, could you help me out with this? I really don't know. Again, this is your job. You're going to figure it out. You're going to figure out a system. Don't sweat it. But again, this is your job. What a manager. What a manager. Gatekeeping like that? What a manager. Nice. Oh, but she was a Christian. Oh. I remember I started working there and she would talk smack about my beliefs because I believe in the holy death. I'm a devotee. And she would be like, that's not godly. That's not holy. Who the fuck asked you? Who the F asked you? Nobody asked you. I fixed it, guys. I actually fixed it. Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself. But yeah, that was my toxic ex job. And honestly, I'm just happy it's over. Now talking to you guys, I feel like I've hit my... I don't know what I feel right now. I think I feel release. Siento que dejé ir algo que me perturbaba. Because, you know, sometimes you need to say it out loud for you to feel that it's happening. I think that's what I needed. Oh my god, you guys are like therapy to me. So much so. Oh my lord. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you ever had a toxic boss, let me know. I'm so interested in these stories because there's plenty of them out there and not many of us speak our truth. And I'm all ears. I love talking to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, share, and subscribe if you would like to. Y sí, nos vemos a la otra. Se cuidan, se los quiero mucho. Bye.